Okay, so the objective of this lesson is to be able to continue a sequence that we're given. So here's our first sequence here, question 1. So what we're going to do is actually look at the difference between the numbers, starting from the left and working to the right. So the first two numbers are 5 and 8. Look at the difference between them to go from 5 to 8, well, I'm counting up 3. Then I'm going to go to the next two to see what the difference is there. So from 8 to 11, I'm counting up another 3. Look at the next two, from 11 to 14, again I'm counting up 3. So in this case you can see it's a very clear pattern. The difference between subsequent numbers is 3, so if I carry on doing the same thing, then I'll be able to answer the question and write down what the next two numbers are in that sequence. I'm going to write it down like this to carry on the same method. I'm going to show here that I'm going to add on another 3 there. So 14 and 3 gives me the next in sequence, which is 17. Then I want to do the same again. It's going to be 3 again. Adding another 3 to 17 gives me 20. So there's my next two numbers, 17 and 20. Okay, on to question 2. Let's do the same thing here. Look at the difference between the first two numbers, from 21 to 17. Now this time the numbers are going down, from 21 to 17, so I need to make sure I've got it as a minus. I'm going minus 4 here. 21 minus 4 gives me 17. Let's look at the next two, from 17 to 13. Counting down from 17 to 13, again, it's minus 4. On to the next two, from 13 to 9, again, minus 4. So there's my pattern. Each time I'm taking off 4. So let's carry that on so I can find out the next two numbers. So from 9 to the next number, I know I've got to take off 4. 9, take away 4, gives me 5 as the next one in my sequence. Carry on from 5, I know I've got to take off 4 because that's the pattern that I've got. 5, take away 4 is 1 in my sequence. Okay, on to question 3. Right, this time we've got some negatives in here in the initial sequence. So let's look at the first two, starting with minus 2, and I'm going to 3. So if I'm down at minus 2, perhaps think of temperature, minus 2 centigrade. If I was going from minus 2 to 3, what would the difference be? Well, I'm going from minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So I've actually gone up 5. So there's my difference there, is 5. Look at the next two, from 3 to 8. Again, 3 to 8 is adding on 5. Next one, 8 to 13. Again, that's another difference of 5, going up 5. So carry on that sequence to find out the next two. From 13, I'm going to add on 5, which gives me the next in the sequence is 18. Do the same again. From 18, add on 5 to give me the next one along. 18 plus 5 is 23. On to question 4. So this time, let's look at the first two. From 1 to 3, I've gone up 2. Let's look at the next two. From 3 to 6, I've gone up 3. Okay, now this is a bit different. Before, the differences were the same each time. Here, the first difference was 2. Second difference was 3. Well, let's see what the next one's going to be. From 6 to 10, I've gone up 4. Now this is where you need to look for a pattern. This one's a fairly straightforward pattern. Hopefully you can see the difference is going up 1 extra each time. I've got a difference of 2, then a difference of 3, then a difference of 4. So I know the next difference must be 1 higher. It must be 5 as my next difference there. So if 5 is my next difference from 10, to find the next in the sequence, I need to do 10 plus 5, which will give me 15 as the next one. Okay, I now need to know the next difference. So look at what I've had so far. I've had 2, 3, 4, 5. It must be 6 as the difference, the next difference. Find the next in the sequence. I start with 15, add on 6, and I get 21. Okay, on to the last one. Let's go through the same process again. Look at the first two numbers and work out what the difference is. So from 11 to 8, well that's going down, so I know it's going to be minus something. 11 to 8 is minus 3. Then look at the next two, from 8 to 5. Again, that's going down 3. So this time I've got a common pattern of minus 3 each time. So we'll do the same here. After 5, I need to go down 3. So 5 take away 3 gives me 2. To find the next one in sequence from 2, again, I need to take off 3. So 2 take away 3 gives me minus 1. Okay, right, now it's your turn. So on the next slide, there are some for you to try. I'd like you to have a go at these 4. So you'll need to pause the video now, have a go at those, and then the answers to these will follow on afterwards.